Hey, Idan Velleman, how have you been doing on vacation? I haven't seen you forever.
I have seen you yesterday, Vincent, but
Oh
I've
yeah,
been on
well we were
holiday.
preparing.
Yeah,
Where
I've
did you
been on
go?
holiday. I went to Thailand for 2 weeks. It was amazing. Thailand was amazing. But we're back. We
Is
had
th-
a lot of
is there
fun.
tourism? Is there tourism again?
Tourism again. Thailand opened on the 1st of July. There weren't as many as tourists as you expect because many of them didn't make it. But the nature was great. 2 years without tourists. And we did a lot of cool stuff. And we had great time and great weather. And
Yeah, these
I'm
countries
back
may
with
have suffered. Like these countries must have suffered so much from COVID. And but I think that thanks that they're all. We went to America. I didn't have to do any test. It was really wonderful. There was only one problem. Everything was crazy expensive. If I went to the supermarket to spend $200 here, I spent $600 in America. It was crazy. Okay, let's take a look at the market. We're going to do it. We're going to do it nicely quick.
yeah.
What's going on with the market?
So the fear of greed first, maybe it's good to look at, in the down and when we had the crash on the June 13, when Bitcoin reached the lowest level for the last couple of years, the fear and greed was on 6 and we up to 25. So we see a bit more confidence in the market. So the price is going up a bit as well.
Okay.
So
All right.
trend is okay.
Yeah.
This is the weekly
Bitcoin.
chart. Yeah, the Bitcoin, overall, we had a terrible year. We all know it. We had a big crash. We went down 60, 70% from the top. But overall, in the last 2 months, we see the big crash happened after the Celsius event on the 13th of June. We start climbing up, and we had a relief rally that ended up last week. Last week ended up with a correction of about 20%. Bitcoin went down from 25. He ended up on 25 last week, Wednesday, and within a couple of days went down to 20, 21.
What was the reason? Why?
It's all related to macro events. So people think that the inflation is going to be higher, and the Fed is going to increase the inflation, the interest rate a bit higher than everyone thought a week before, and then boom, Nasdaq going down, and that's very correlated. And you see it in a second as well. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, the same thing with Nasdaq. Nasdaq had in a terrible, they had the relief rally for a while, and then in the last couple of weeks, you see the relief rally, and then in the last week, boom, went again. It went 10%
so it was
down.
totally macro oriented.
All is macro related. Absolutely.
Then I felt in when I was in America. The dollar is crazy. The euro is more expensive. The dollar is more expensive than the euro. I mean, I had to pay more. And I mean, last year when I went, it was 110 or 115. It used to be 120.
Yeah.
But it's crazy. Why does everybody jump to the dollar?
So basically, let's spend a few moments here because this is really important. First of all, it has an impact and it's correlated to Bitcoin. Strong dollar is equal to weak Bitcoin. So if we see that trend continues, I don't see any bull signs for Bitcoin. Now, why is it happening? It has to do with that Europe suffers high inflation, problem with the gas, because the Dixie is always an index that compares the dollar to yen and to euro. Both Japan and Europe are not doing as well. The other thing is that it's a safe haven for a lot of countries that are in big debt because of the strong dollar. So a lot of people are buying US. And if we have high inflation expectation, we have where the Fed is increasing the rate, we may see that trend goes on, and that's a worry that we all have in the crypto world. But as soon as you see the last 2 months that the Dixie went down, you saw that the Bitcoin start going up. It's a question if we'll see that. I don't know if we can see that trend continues, but I expect that will be very correlated in the coming weeks, at least until the coming meeting in September for the Fed.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk about that. You see, I mean, there's 3% interest in America, and in Europe they're going now to 0. Yeah, if I had cash and I wanted to put it on a bank, then I would definitely go to America.
Yeah.
The prices are insane there. I mean, it's just really crazy. Commodity. Do we have any relief from commodity pricing?
We
They
hope
went
we
down
will.
for a while.
Yeah, we hope we will. That's why the inflation expectation were slightly lower than they were before. But again, we see because of the high price. So we saw the oil going down significantly for 110 to 90 and even lower. But in the last couple of days, it started climbing up again. The big problem is the gas. Remain the gas as soon as the Ukraine-Russia war continues. We won't see any relief on the gas pricing, and that is there's a lot of that's a lot of weight on this index.
Yeah,
not good, not good for us.
Say,
Yeah,
how does it work personally? We in the Netherlands, we went from $2,600 average cost for energy pricing per household to 6,000, and that was when gas prices were €2. They're now €3.50, and they're going to €4, which means that the average Dutch person has to pay $12,000. It's insane. It's completely insane. I mean, and nobody has to pay it now, but everybody has to pay it at the end of the year. It's going to be blood. It's going to be horrible. Anyway, so that is all macro. It's nothing to do with crypto, but that means there is no positive news in sight at this moment.
No, but it actually has everything to do with crypto right now, because everything what's related to what's happening to macro is very much correlated to crypto.
Excuse me. What I wanted to say, Idam, it's not the fact that Bitcoin goes down is nothing to do with Bitcoin, has everything to do. It's not like there's a new Celsius going on, or there's everything at the moment is problematic. Okay. 10-year bond, the inflation is 10% at the moment, and what do you pay for? How much interest do you get? 3%?
It just costed 3% for 10 years. Again, it went up. Again, the expectation, inflation expectation are higher than they used to be in the last couple of weeks. Tomorrow, very important meeting. They meet in Wyoming. Okay. We'll talk about it in a second.
We're going to talk about that in a second. Yeah, I just wanted to mention, guys, we're from Diamond Picks. We need to live in this world. We need to live in this crazy macro world where everything goes wrong. And how did we do with our stuff? So this is the 1 month graph, and you see here, Bitcoin. This is the gray one, is the Bitcoin, and this is our 10-year, the top 10 fund, and here we have our
active
Genua and Duroc. And I just wanted to show you, if 1 month, you saw that we were with Duroc, we were doing amazingly well, and then we went down, but we still ended up quite a bit above it. And Genua did better, didn't go down so much. But how much did we ended up after 1 month? So in the 1 month, Bitcoin went down 4.2%, and Genua went up 9.8%, and Duroc 7.9%. So that's I thought that was pretty well. We beat Bitcoin by 15%. And this is the 3 month result. And we went up 15% with Genua. This Genua is doing really well. Duroc went 8%, and Pennywell 8%. And in the meantime, Satoshi went down 28%. So this is the 3 month graph. We really are outperforming Bitcoin big time. And how do we do that? We have robots, and the robots basically decide when to go in and out. Our investment team decides which are the right coins, but we have extremely smart, intelligent robots which have been trained by data, and they're doing a really good job. We have one robot per coin, and they decide when to get in and when to get out. So we have been out of the market quite a bit, but we're going in sometimes so that we can basically earn some money. And I think that is I'm really excited about that. Try this out yourself. If you are interested, go to diamondpicks.com and connect and basically make an account. It's really 2 minutes. And then you can be going in our simulation mode. You can invest $10,000 or $1,000 or $100. Doesn't matter. This is paper money. And then you can play with it. You can simulate with it. Because even though we had the most horrible time, this is a graph we made. This is Bitcoin, which went up in November at an all-time high, 67,000, went down to $20,000, and basically went down, like 50-60%. And this is the weekly up and down. And you see This is when they went down. This is when they went down. Here they went down. Here Bitcoin went down. Here Bitcoin went down. But there were also a whole bunch of moments they went up. Bitcoin went up. So here you see up, up, down, up, down, up, down. And there's a lot of weeks that you can make money. And in this period, there were, after week 45, when it went down, there were 12 bear moments, like this one, this huge one, and 9 upwards. The upwards ones were small, but you can still make money. And that's what our robots do. And they're getting really good at it. I'm really proud. Okay. So you're always happy with your own children. So that's basically what we want to say. Okay. Can we talk a little bit about the news?
Yeah, maybe you can show this the PowerPoint again, so we can look at the news. So analysis, right? So
I can't see that face anymore. Everybody's always looking at that face. Blah, 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 blah.
But listen, is the only important
the face?
Yeah. Is the only important guy that has impact on crypto. That's him who will tell us what's going to be the price of Bitcoin in a week or two. And that's unfortunate, but that's the way it is, because there are a lot of institutions, a lot of money in the US that investing, and they consider the crypto and Bitcoin as an on-risk asset, exactly like the NASDAQ. And when there's high inflation expectation, the interest rate goes up, those kind of assets are going down.
So the only thing which is important, if this guy says we're going to go up, we're going to increase the interest with 50 points or 25 points or 75 points, that's the only thing where everybody's waiting for.
It's not even that. It's his comment. Is he dovish or is it hawkish? And tomorrow in Wyoming, in Jackson Hole, they have another meeting. And in the crypto world, they're all waiting for what he says about the inflation and what he expects it. And then if he's a little bit hawkish, boom, we're going to go down and there's going to be another correction. And if it's a little bit dovish, you will see again relief rally. And so we are on top of it. Our robots are on top of it because they look at the technical analysis. They find the signs when the market starts rallying, and they will enter the market with the right coins.
I'm glad we have the robots, because I mean it would be very hard to predict how that stuff is. Okay.
Let's go to the next slide.
Then MasterCard. MasterCard begins working with Binance, and I was amazed to see I thought they already were working with Binance. I mean, I have a Binance account, and we just got a credit card, but then a Visa card and that's really handy. You have a Binance account, you ask for a credit card, and then if you go to any shop where Visa is accepted, you can immediately withdraw it from your crypto account. And Binance is doing really good job. But they also started now to do this with MasterCard. Didn't they do that before?
I don't think so. I think they started doing it with Visa. And now, yesterday, the CEO of MasterCard did a tweet. And in the tweet, he said, we are starting to work with Binance and in Argentina. Why in Argentina? Because Argentina has 71% inflation right now. The pesos, the Argentinian peso is losing its value very, very fast, or for a very long time. So it's ideal for people who have a Binance account in Argentina, and they can issue a credit card, and they can pay with BUSD, a stable coin, or they can pay with Bitcoin, they can pay with any other currency. And hopefully they will have less problems with the inflation there, and they keep the money of the value. So,
but it's nice that these kinds of organizations are accepting crypto and working with the big players. And Binance, I must say, is doing a fantastic time. And one of the things I interviewed CZ, a month ago or one and a half months ago, and it was really nice talking to him. And I talked to him, and he said, that he really thinks that regulation is important. He says, 1% or 2% of the world is crypto money. 99% of the money is fiat. You have to work with banks. Everything is fiat money, and we need to integrate with that. We need to regulate with that. And they're really working. They're hiring people like crazy to be regulated and to basically talk to all the regulators. I know they're working really hard in Holland. They already are. They're doing a good job in Belgium. They are completely regulated in France, in Italy, in and they want to go all over you. They have a strategy to go to pan-European regulation. So they think that's extremely important. It's their number one priority, and they're gigantic. I'm at Binance. We work with Binance as Diamond Picks. All the trading we do is actually in your own wallet, which is on Binance, and we basically only do the trading, which is but they're huge. I mean, let me show you. They're number one in the 79 out of the top 100 countries, and their base is now 120 million users. And look how fast it's growing. And all these 120 million users, what did they have to do the last month, Idam? They had to do a KYC again, because the KYC, Binance says we want to be regulated, also to the Dutch regulator. So we're going to do, everybody had to do the KYC again. Yeah. And they are really persistent. They really say you need to regulate it. And that's extremely, I think it's really important, because I want to use Ideal. I want to use all the payment methods. I want the Dutch bank to regulate Binance, just like they regulate all the other companies here in the Netherlands. But I really would like to have that done on a European basis. And when is that going to happen? When is this MiCA thing going to happen? This MiCA regulation?
Yeah, well, the expectation is next year somewhere. We'll see. I think it's going to be in step per step, different phases, and it's a pretty difficult regulation to implement.
This year we're making it, and 18 months. They have 18 months. The countries have 18 months to put it in their own regulation, and then the companies have to have some time. So I think it's going to be 24 before we really see it. But the direction is very clear. Then, but now I'm all for decent regulation, but this scared the shit out of me when I saw this happen. I mean, can you explain this? What was this virtual currency mixer?
Tornado Cash is a wallet, it's a digital wallet, right? And what way we know that a lot of hackers, mainly from North Korea, the North Koreans are very famous of hacking a lot of bridges and a lot of crypto companies to make money. And we know that they use Tornado Cash to get the money from where they steal it to the wallet in North Korea. Right, and based on that, and that's probably somewhere between 20 to 30% of the traffic that goes through Tornado Cash is hacking money that's stolen and it's transferred to North Korea. So the U.S. decided to sanction this wallet. I mean, we can argue whether it's a good step or not. I think it's very difficult to judge. I'm actually happy that North Korea won't be able to have any channel anymore to transfer money. But it needs to be done in the right way, and I think that's what you're talking about. So first of all, let's go to the next slide, because there's some development there based on what that was 2 weeks ago, right? That was on August 8th with that decision. Now, in the last couple of weeks, one of the main developers of Tornado Cash was arrested in the Netherlands, and that's crazy. I mean, so he's working for Tornado Cash, and he's been in jail since a couple of weeks. And yesterday, they announced that they prolonged his stay in 90 days. And that's
but
a different cup of tea,
right?
I
think it's all fine. I think it's all fine that this is regulated, and that if something is used to whitewash or to do all kinds of terrorist financing to North Korea, okay, by all means. But what happened is that if I get some money in my account, from Binance, I basically receive some money, or I send some money, and I sent money to an account which is flagged as a suspicious account. I just send money there. Or I get money. I don't even know who sends me money but at that moment on, I can be flagged too. Just by receiving €1, I could become a suspicious wallet, and not be able to do anything anymore. And that is really interesting how that influences discussions everywhere, because everybody's going, whoa, like Ethereum, we're now in the middle of the merge. This is exciting. We're using thousands of times less energy. We're having much more transactions, all good things. But now everybody, and the miners are replaced by the, how do you call
proof
that?
Of, proof of stake validators.
The validators. The validators, they basically, they can make they can propose a block with a number of transactions, but there's now talk that the regulators can say to the validators, you cannot take any transactions from suspicious wallets. And suspicious means that there's, you never know when you're on a blacklist. You never know why or how, and then none of your transactions will ever go through. And that's now a huge discussion in the Ethereum community. And I am not against regulation, but I am really against regulation that I cannot defend myself with. They could easily kill the whole system with this kind of, very heavy-handed censorship.
Let's face it, Satoshi Nakamoto had the whole thing of free money, right? We all here with the crypto, we all for free money, and that's definitely not any more free money. So that's scary, and I agree with you. We are for regulation, but it needs to be also, it makes sense. It needs to make sense. If we give the blockchain technology, we give the regulators the opening to know everything about us through the transaction that we're making, and be able to sanction us because of some suspicious activity that someone else is doing, then we have a problem. We have a big problem.
Yeah. Well, the interesting thing is Vitalik Buterin, the number one in the Ethereum world, says if that happens, that validators are being censored, and that they participate. And there was some all kinds of the big validators have been asked, are you going to do that? He sees that as an attack on the network, and so he is not agreeing with that. So this is going to be very interesting. This has nothing to do with Ethereum. This can also happen on the blockchain world, that miners also say you cannot take any transaction. Before you accept a transaction, you have to basically figure out if this thing is suspicious or not. The government could easily come up with those kinds of rules, and they're and breaking the system. So this is extremely serious long term. This is much more than things going up and down. This is just like, is it going to work?
Yeah.
So anyway, this is going to be to be continued.
To be continued.
Then the last thing. Yeah. There is no official kickoff date.
Yes,
when is
yes. That? There's a finally official kickoff date. It was announced today, this morning, and that's December 6th. So the final countdown is set to activate the merge on September 6th. There will be a couple of few other steps that will need to be completed, somewhere between September 10 and 20. They don't know it because they don't know for sure when the blocks will be created. But we're almost there, Vincent. It's 2 weeks from now, and that's very exciting.
That means that the only big coin which is left with proof of work is Bitcoin, because these people are completely stubborn. But we'll see if Ethereum kicks it off, does it in a good way, is solid. Then I think that if the pressure on the Bitcoin community will increase tremendously to stop wasting so much money, wasting so much energy. I mean, even in this time, the energy costs are going up through the roof. So it's for miners, it's not very interesting anymore, and they will lose money. The amount of mining will be going down. So maybe this is a good moment to start thinking about transferring guys to thousands of less time of energy. Okay, so this merge will happen in 2 upgrades. You say it starts at 6th of September, but then it ends at the end of September. So whatever.
Yeah,
okay.
You could look at the flow here. As long as it's red, it's still on the work on the proof of work protocol. On the 6th, they're starting the merging, and somewhere between 10 and 20, there's no red anymore, and it's going to be fully on PO proof of stake. Let's see if it goes well. There's a lot of miners who are protesting against it, and they want to create hard fork. There can be different hard forks that be created. The one Chinese, one of the biggest Ethereum miners, already announced that he will create a fork, and it can become very messy. But we'll see. I'm positive.
You're positive. Wow. I always enjoy it when you're positive. When
I'm
you're
always
positive.
positive.
You're always positive.
Yeah, why
But
not?
okay,
Life is
so
good, right?
that will be good. Okay, so I would like to. So let's keep it at that. Let's keep it at that. And oops. So
Please,
I just
I
want to
just want to.
invite everybody.
Yeah, I want to
Yeah.
say first of all, I want to ask people to subscribe to our channel. It's great if there are more people who are watching and they like it, that they just click on the subscribe button. And the other thing is
Okay.
our play mode. We have great results. We're really protecting your business. We're working hard to make sure that we have the great results, and that we are, we're doing better than the Bitcoin and the crypto market right now. And
Yeah.
we were talking a lot about the active strategies, and this is what where we're part of. So try us. Go to the play mode. You don't have to do anything but just sign up and play around. And if you like it, you can take the next step and connect your account to Binance. So
Yeah, you can just basically say, I want to go in here. I spend $100 on July the 1st. How much money do I have spent? And then you see, well, and since July, you would have gone up to 127 euro. You can see also where we are now. You can see here and in the upper here, if you look at here, you see what coins we invest in. So if you use Genuine, you see the number of coins we change quite a bit. And at the moment, we're in BUSD because we're out of the market mostly for 3 quarters. And it's really fascinating. And you can say, okay, well, this is really great. Let me try Duroc. How would Duroc do? Well, Duroc would also have earned $28. How would Bitcoin do itself in the meantime? They would have done 15%, so it was a good time. So you can play, and then you can say, oh, now I want to see, I want just to go for, let's look for a 2 month period of time. And then, but here you see that Bitcoin went down 27%. How did Duroc do? We went up 16%. And how did Genuine do? 22%. So, I mean, this is really great. You can really make money while BTC is going down. And it's really easy, the simulation mode. You don't have to do much for that. So anyway, that was our Diamond Pick show. And I want to say, Idan, you know how much minutes we have done this?
No? 28, 27.
27 minutes. We wanted to make it less than half an hour.
We made it.
And I'm really sorry I was so late in the preparation.
Optie is Silberzee 2 alternoptie. Was je hier naar op zoek?
What is that? Is that your watch?
That was Siri, yeah.
No,
Siri wanted to answer.
Siri.
Yeah.
Hey Siri, stop bothering us. Okay, everybody, have a great time. We'll be here next week. We're back from vacation. We're very excited. And make sure you try us out because our robots are doing a great job. We're really, really excited about it, really. And so, anyway, okay, Idan, thanks.
Bye, Vincent. Take care. Bye-bye. Bye.
I want to do the end video.
Yeah.
And I just want to say, the $5,000, we started with that. What is now the minimum amount? What is the minimum amount?
Zero.
Yeah, zero. Yeah, zero, you can try it out. Up to $200 investment, you don't have to pay for us. You don't have to pay anything to us because it's not worth us because we ask so little. It's not worth sending an invoice. But above $200 investment capital, you have to pay. But you don't have to do this $5,000 anymore. So try us out. Bye. See you next week.